hotel rooms, there's a chance for special rooms to spawn instead. One of
Like?
those rooms is called the courtyard, and it's unusual because it's the only time we're able to...
There's no way. Wait a minute. Bet y'all didn't expect this one. That's right, y'all. Welcome, theorists and all, to Game Theory Don't Open the Door by the Game Theorists. If y'all don't know, I like to do a few theories on my channel. I never really do them in the videos, more in the live streams I react to. Certain videos like MetaRunner, MetaRunner, Murder Drones, Glitch Tales, stuff like that. You see me react to it, you better believe we're gonna have a chat at the end. No, I don't have a fancy lab coat like our boy MadPat here. Also, stop saying I look like MadPat. I do not. Finally, this is about the Doors game from Roblox. If you think this is childish, you may leave. Now, without further ado, let us hop in.
All right, so let's see what.
So what are you gonna talk about?
Theorize about. Show me door number 1. Not
Nope.
bad. Feels a bit overplayed. Still waiting for Chapter 3's release. What about door number 2?
Oh no.
Again, look, I promise the timeline's coming. It's just taking a bit longer than I anticipated. Spoiler alert, if your lore gets simpler, my theories get faster. Just give me another week and we'll do it. Okay, make it a few more weeks and I'll do it. But right now, for this week, I just need something that's a little less complicated. Please say door number 3 has the answer. Now this I can work with.
You know what's funny? I use the exact same image for my thumbnail for my video. Damn, we theorists do think alike. Alright, let's see what you got.
Welcome to Game Theory, the show that loves the fact that both door and lore rhyme. And today we're gonna have a lot of both. I'm of course talking about the hit Roblox horror experience.
Yep, if you don't know about it, we actually did a video, so check it out.
Simple premise. Each door is numbered sequentially, and your goal is to get through door number 100, hence the title. Not too hard, right? Wrong. Because while you go from room to room, you're being scared from a menagerie of evil entities that are trying to stop
they're all so fun.
Final door. Each entity's tactics range wide.
Best one.
One forces you into an elaborate chase sequence. Another rushes through the current area, forcing you to hide. Another will lock you out or kick you out of said hiding spots. And some are just there for the good old-fashioned spooks.
Don't show me the spider.
Oh!
Yeah, there's your most hated.
This game really has it all.
There's
strategy, good puzzles.
There's Hush,
it wouldn't be
or
a true game
whatever
horror experience
little
without
boy.
the secret ingredient, good lore. That's
Yeah.
right, a game about walking through doors in a randomly generated hotel has got itself some lore.
Really?
Developers have actually said the foundations of the story are basically in their
There is no way.
it slowly with each
Unless it's because of the mines you see later, because of the elevator, there was
for the Hotel Plus update that was
maybe
due to come out in December. And then the update got delayed. Now, we've all seen our fair share of unpolished games and broken updates in the last few years, so if the update needs more time in the oven, then by all means, devs, take the time that you need.
Seriously.
But in lieu of this Hotel Plus update, allow me to scratch that door lore itch, because in preparation for the update, I started digging into the game that we already had, plus the teaser, trailers, and screenshots that the devs have given us. And I think I've got it figured out. The devs
I haven't even taken a look yet.
It's absolutely there. It's just hidden deep, real deep, almost as deep as
now you got me intrigued. What lore is
Pack
there?
your bags, theorists, because we've got a one-way trip through history, magic, and a classic battle between good and evil. Let's check in. First of all, where are we? Obviously, it's a hotel, but it's not really normal. And I'm not talking about the randomized layout. At first glance, it might trick you into thinking it's normal, with a reception desk, bedrooms, hallways. Sure, the furniture reads a little old, probably from around the 1940s or 50s, but on the whole, it's pretty standard stuff.
Why are you giving
One of the
dates?
new teased images does look a little bit strange. Stone walls and big barrels, but it's
that's
most likely designed to be a wine cellar, which wouldn't be unheard of for a hotel, especially as Prohibition ended in 1930.
There it is.
Thereby allowing establishments like hotels to serve alcohol to customers. What's really odd is the second teased image. It's a large room filled with beds.
That's like a doctor's room.
Offer cheaper rates if you're willing to bunk with 10 other people in the same room. Except that isn't what the room's for.
That's a medical
Along with
room.
The image we were given its name, the infirmary.
Yeah,
Why
infirmary.
on earth would
I
there
couldn't think
be
of the
an
name.
Infirmary in a hotel. I'll tell you why.
Fascinating.
It's because that's exactly what hotels were used for during the 1940s, especially during World War II. During the war, the country was in need of more hospitals
Yeah.
for fairly
Okay,
obvious
that's fair.
reasons. But they didn't want to have to build a bunch of new hospitals that would then become useless at the end of the war. So instead, they started working with private businesses to turn their establishments into makeshift hospitals. Hotels were candidate number one for this sort of
I
thing.
didn't
They had
even
lots of
know about
elevators
this,
to
dude.
transport patients and equipment.
Okay.
They had lots of rooms for people to stay in. And
But-
most of all, because of the war, people weren't traveling or going on vacation, so the hotels were largely going unused. So while it seems
So
weird
a
to see an
win-win for
infirmary
both
in a hotel,
sides.
it's actually not outside the realm of possibility. That plus the 4
Damn, so the Doors creators
tells us that
actually
what we're exploring
really, like,
here
did their
is a haunted
research.
hotel that was an active hospital during World War II. And given the monsters roam the hallways and the damage that we see across various rooms, it's a
Oh no. Oh no. I see where he might be going. We have monsters around the place, an infirmary, and a science lab at the end. Oh no, he's gonna talk about experiments.
unlikely that anyone has occupied this place since. So then, why are we here now? It's not exactly the 5-star establishment anyone would be expecting for their weekend getaway.
Well-
But even if we wanted to check out, we can't turn back. And I do mean that literally.
Literally.
If you take a look at the bridge that we crossed to get here, you'll see that it's now broken. with
Really?
just floating around
I always
everywhere.
just thought the
Whatever's
doors were always
in
just
this
closed for
hotel
me.
Doesn't want us to leave. But here's the real twist: we don't want to leave either.
What?
If you die during your playthrough, you'll be shown a death screen depending on what entity you died to. These death screens are mostly there to give us hints, telling us how to avoid dying to the same
Yeah?
entity again.
Which one-
However, the way
which
these
one?
hints are phrased can be pretty darn interesting. Most of the time it just says, you died to whatever entity. But sometimes it rephrases it slightly. You died to who you call Halt. You died to who you call Ambush.
Who
died
you
to
call?
who you call the Figure. These entities don't have names, or at least none that we know of. The names that we're calling them are names that have been given to them by us, something that one of the devs confirmed on Twitter. What's
Damn.
also interesting is that these versions of the death messages occur during your first death to these entities, which means that we already
Really?
have names for them before we've ever encountered them. Apparently, we already know about them and the hotel before we've ever stepped foot in here. But
Really?
well, for that, we actually have to look at the game's history. During the development for Doors, before the entities were
So,
called entities, there was a different name being
we're
considered
coming back.
Cryptids. Cryptids are creatures that some believe exist, but have never truly
What
been
are
proven
they?
to exist by modern science. Think things like the Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot.
Oh,
These entities
so
were
myths.
originally going to be called cryptids, and the names we refer to them as were given to them by us, the player, then we must be someone interested in them specifically. also known as a
Gotcha.
cryptozoologist. And no, that's not just someone who works for Logan Paul's recent NFT
Damn.
scam. A cryptozoologist is someone that studies the pseudoscience of cryptids and commits themselves to proving their existence. And who wouldn't want to trust a guy dressed like this? We didn't come here for a nice weekend
You didn't
getaway,
have to put
friends.
him up
We are
there.
here because we know about these entities and we want to learn more about them.
But
Only
why?
we're bitten off more than we can chew.
Yeah.
Not only are the entities very real, but they're powerful, scary, and above all, deadly. That is,
Yeah.
except for one. Remember those death messages that I mentioned? The ones that are giving you tips
Oh,
and tricks on
no.
how to survive
Which
the hotel?
one
Well,
isn't
those
doing
aren't
it?
just meta messages
Well,
from the
there's no way
developers, they're
it's
actually coming from another entity. Well, it might not be immediately
Don't you
obvious
tell me
what
it's
entity it is. As you go through the game, you'll occasionally see blue sparkles show up around the map. They're normally around to show you the correct path during the seek chase.
There's
to
no
show you
way.
Which paintings belong in which positions.
There's no
for
way.
puzzles, or to help illuminate
He's talking
paths
about
in the
Long
dark.
Boy,
A
or
guiding
Eye Boy,
light,
or-
if you will. Which is funny because the title of the music that plays during those death screens is also called Guiding Light. This has led the community to give this mysterious bodiless entity that name. Although I'm not entirely
Oh!
convinced that this entity is completely formed.
I thought he was talking about the one that runs after him with the eyes.
Our typical hotel rooms, there's a chance for special rooms to spawn instead. One
Like?
of those rooms is called the Courtyard. And it's unusual because it's the only time we're able to
There's no way. Wait a minute. You're telling me this was a random occurrence? Dude, during my playthrough, when I got like to room 60, I ran into this and was afraid because I was like, dude, it's too wide. Something's gonna start flying down at me. That was on my 4th ever attempt. You're telling me this is a random occurrence that could happen? Dude, there's no way I had that luck and didn't know it. That's incredible. I gotta tell our group after this because We had
Actually go outside,
I'll
feel the
I'll
wind
have
in
to
our
explain
hair,
that.
the rain on our skin, and then remember that we're still trapped and have nowhere to go but forward.
Yeah.
Existential crises aside, this room is pretty much regarded as a safe zone during the run, which
Really?
seems to make a lot of sense as you explore the area. Looking around, you'll find a large statue of an angelic figure with a sword in the center of the courtyard, protecting it. In the Bible, we often see depictions of
Oh,
angels
no.
with swords, both used for battle and for protecting.
Yeah.
But they're also seen to guide the lost, helping them find their way either physically or spiritually.
Is he about to say
Now,
we have
what
an
did that
angel?
Remind me of? It's guiding light, the entity that's trying to protect us.
Yeah.
This isn't the only time religious iconography is used within the game either.
The
A handful of
pictures?
paintings around the hotel are parodies of religious artwork, or have been named with more religious connotations, like the Last Supper, or these two called Temple and Tabernacle,
Really?
respectively. One of the new items being added to the Hotel Plus update
Is a
the
cross.
The update trailer literally
A
tells
crucifix
us the
for
rules have
some.
changed while revealing this item, and showing it stopping the entity Rush dead in its tracks. It's a pretty useful tool to be sure, but it
Yeah.
actually tells us a lot more about these entities that we're up against. The Christian cross is commonly used in pop culture as a weapon to ward off demons, evil spirits, and unnatural beings
Yes.
like vampires, which means that these aren't just cryptids, they're demons, or at least something linked to the demonic. This in turn lends support to the idea that the angelic statue in the courtyard is indeed guiding light, as angels are basically the exact opposite of demons. But that's not the only thing the cross reveals to us about the game's lore, because, well, yeah, a cross stopping a demon in its tracks makes
Is it
perfect
gonna be
sense.
the
developers didn't just take
underwords?
the easy way out. It would have been simple for them to
The symbol underneath it?
have the entity disappear when
Chained
you use
it?
or have it freeze in place. Instead, they went the extra mile and gave it extra visual effects, which
Yeah.
are definitely cool and add to the quality of the game, but also the specific symbol they use here tells us a lot. Upon first glance, most
Whoa.
viewers will probably recognize the main symbol as the Star of David, a symbol of the Jewish faith, which
But look
lets
at the
you know
arrows.
connected to a cross and its powers over demons. But actually, that wouldn't be looking at the full picture. Widening out your view, you can see that the Star of David is actually enclosed in a ring with writing and symbols in it. This
Yeah.
actually aligns more with the precursor to the Star of David known as the Seal of Solomon, a symbol that supposedly gave King Solomon the power to command the supernatural, including demons. And now the pieces start falling into
Oh,
place. This
no.
become associated with the occult, but also with Christian, Jewish, and Islamic alchemists, which might explain the Islamic crescent that's being present at the center of the star. And yeah, believe it or not, but there's a lot
But it doesn't
of
have the
history
star
with
there.
religious groups partaking in alchemy, specifically the whole turning lead into gold and bringing things to life from nothing part. It is some really wild stuff. In fact, it's that last one that's going to be important to us today. In the world of alchemy, when you create a living being
Oh, no.
from non-living things, that being is known as a homunculus. As the
Yeah.
stars go, they're made in a variety of ways. Some
Homunculus
animals,
are
while
basically
others are
just
tiny little humans.
really
Within Christian
bad.
alchemy, the homunculus were supposed to be Christ-like, perfect beings made from nothing. But it
But-
would also grant its creator the ability to see and converse with demons and spirits, which, if you were staying in a hotel filled to the brim with horrifying entities, I would imagine would be a useful tool to have on your side. So why am I bringing all this up? Well, there's always been one entity that bugged me. And no, it's not
What's-
just because it killed me even when I did what it told me to do.
You press it.
Sorry,
It's the,
breathing. Yeah, okay. I was pressing Q or E. No! You can only revive and run once? No!
yep.
The figure always felt like the odd one out. Most of these entities
Why?
are ghostly figures, black and white with overly distorted faces. Seek may appear in a human form during the chase, but it's
But he's
basically a
still-
collection of eyes and black goo. But the figure, it's a humanoid monster that's covered in flesh, bones, and teeth. Thematically,
Fair
the figure
enough.
just doesn't feel like it belongs until you look at how a homunculus is made. One method to create a homunculus is
It's
to combine
clay.
bones, skin, and hair in a bag, and then bury that bag surrounded by horse manure for 40 days. Dig it up and hooray! You
I
got
thought it was
yourself one
clay.
stinky
What the
bag
hell?
that's supposedly a living creature. Now, let's just take a look at those ingredients again. Bones and flesh? It's a perfect match for our pal, the figure. That's why this monster's different. The figure isn't a spirit or a demon like all the others. It's an
It's a
actual
homunculus.
monster created using living tissue. Imagine the scene, if you will. World
But
War II
now,
is over.
here we
People are being
go.
injured left, right, and center. A random hotel is transformed into a makeshift hospital in order to manage the amount of injured
Wait,
people throughout the
experiments?
city. People are dying agonizing deaths, and their angry spirits refuse to move on. Religious figures in the community, like nuns, offer to join in helping nurse these people back to health. But not everyone has good intentions. It's World War II after all. The Nazis are performing horrific experiments on the wounded. Experiments that'll fuse the injured, dying, and rotten flesh, bone, and hair to create new life. The figure fear is born from these such experiments. Meanwhile, the prayers of the religious figures don't fall on deaf ears. They pray for divine intervention. They pray for an angel to protect them. And lo and behold, their prayers get answered. The guiding light traps the demons in the hotel, mixing up the rooms randomly, turning the hotel
I
into
hate
a
how
labyrinth
these
that
images are
entities
put.
get lost within. The hotel eventually falls into silence and obscurity. Nobody left inside, nobody willing to enter. The only thing that remains are stories of strange creatures that roam the hallways. Some ghostly, some made of flesh and bone. Most people would steer clear of a place like this, but
Yes.
one cryptozoologist took interest and decided to make a visit to this hallowed location. Guiding Light saw us and destroyed the bridge outside, stopping us from ever leaving. Not because they want us to perish, but because they know the secrets of this place have to remain hidden. And that, my friends, is what I suspect to be the lore of Roblox Doors. Like I said at the start, this stuff was buried deep in here, but I'm really glad the developers are giving us some really interesting things to chew on,
Yeah,
especially with all the new
okay.
content they're releasing as part of the update. I am more excited than ever for this game. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if when they finally get around to releasing Floor 2, we end up seeing occult markings on the walls, the skeletons of dead clergymen, maybe even a summoning circle with a big old pile of bones in the middle. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. In the meantime,
Nice try.
remember, it's all just a theory.
A game theory.
Thanks
Thanks for watching. Okay, so real quick, I just also, just in case there's anything
And
else.
if you don't want to stop the Roblox horror party, you could always go and check the video on the left where we talk about the lore hiding inside Roblox's Rainbow Friends. Or
There's no way. Okay. So one thing I want to see is, first off, the homunculus thing, that sounds about right. I thought they were made with clay, not the other stuff. But yeah, when you point it out, yeah, Seek really is different, isn't he? I mean, there's of course Psst, and the other one, I don't know their names fully, so forgive me. The one who makes you go into the closet, who, well, no. Sorry, the one who runs and Psst are kind of the same, and then there are the spirits. So yeah, he was the one out. I never realized I got my luck when it came to room 60, so that's really cool to know. And finally, yeah, I don't know if I believe everything he said, but I mean, it all checks out in the end, so, but yeah, honestly, this is not where I thought this theory was gonna go, so it's cool to see it. But yeah, you guys, if you have any other theories to leave about the Roblox Doors, or if you feel like MatPat got something wrong, please leave it down below as we can theorize together. And without further ado, I want to thank y'all for watching, like and subscribe, and I want to see you in the next video.